Alright guys, today I'll be giving you my analysis of Wrath of Rakshasa going to Six Flags Great America next year. Now, initially when I started hearing the rumors about a dive coaster going to Great America, I was not the happiest camper. If you know me, I'm not the biggest fan of new school B&M in general, but especially Valravn, I was not impressed with that at all. I am going back in less than a week to experience Valravn again, so we'll see if my opinion approves of that, and if it does, I'm going to be even more hyped for this. But, I mean, Griffin Shikra, they were fine for me, but they weren't world beaters. But yesterday morning, when I woke up and saw this, I was very impressed, so I'll get into all that in this analysis. So let's start off with the name, and a lot of people are saying this is way too confusing, and most people don't even know what a Rakshasa is. It's like a Hindu transforming demon weird thing. I don't know, it's really cool though. Makes no sense, but I love it. And the name itself is one of like the coolest sounding words you could say. It's just one of my favorite coaster names out there personally. And I will say there probably will be no theming whatsoever, but I really don't care because it sounds cool, and the colors are actually pretty cool with like the blue and gold. Almost reminds me of a cooler looking version of Montu. I think the wider track will like really make this blue look better than like other blues. I don't know. It's really weird to explain, but in the animation it looks really cool. This will have the normal, well, I say normal, it's normal now to have the 7 across trains on these dives, and it definitely didn't used to be like that, but like I said, it's pretty standard nowadays, I feel like, with Iron Menace, Dr. Diabolical. They're all doing the 7 across, having the dead center seat, which is really cool. I haven't been on either of those, but I bet they're pretty cool, and the outside seats are going to feel pretty similar. Capacity should be good on this, given it's a B&M. Should be reliable, so I'm not worried about anything like that. So now let's talk about this layout. So you start up your 180-foot lift hill, which it's not the biggest, but it's also definitely not small. This will be a good drop. And then you're sort of going to turn to the left, and it's going to be just like straight ahead, no like panoramic turnaround here like on Iron Menace, so that'll be cool. Just get right into the action. It's going to hang you over like any other dive will. I've always wanted to experience a dive without this like holding brake and see how it just rips through the course, because I bet not only the drop would be better, but the rest of the layout would run a lot faster if it didn't do this. So I hope someday for like an Ace event or something, they turn off that holding brake on like this or Iron Menace, any of them, because that would be really cool to experience. But anyways, even with the holding brake, this should give some good airtime in the back especially. And I hear these beyond vertical dive drops are actually a good amount stronger than the normal ones, which I can't speak from experience, but from what I see, yeah, these actually look good. So I'm expecting good floater, maybe even ejector on this first drop in the back. Yeah, it'll probably be ejector. It's a really big drop. It's beyond vertical, 96 degrees. So I'm expecting a really good moment of airtime there, especially if you can get some room, which I know what you're saying. You can't get room with vests, but trust me, you can. A lot of people just don't know what they're doing with ride restraints, I feel like. So yeah, as long as you have a little bit of room, you'll get some good ejector on here, I feel like. And then you're going to head through an Immelman. It's pretty basic for a dive. This probably won't do a whole lot. Maybe pull a bit of positives, but nothing too much. And then sort of same deal with the dive loop. Good positives on the valleys maybe, but probably not a whole lot here. But then this is where it gets really interesting. You've got really a step up underflip here, but more than anything, this reminds me of a watered down version of the first 0G roll on Wildcat's Revenge, which is one of the greatest elements of all time in my opinion. That thing just gives the most lethal dose of lateral ejector hair time combination out there. So if this rides anything even remotely similarly to that inversion on Wildcat's Revenge, this will be amazing. I predict, especially on the right side by the looks of it, this could give ejector even going into it, This could give a deadly lateral ejector combo, potentially. Obviously, nothing even close to Wildcats Revenge's first 0G roll, but still, it looks amazing. And then you're going to kind of dive down to the left, and this could give some good positives, maybe, we'll see. And then you hit a demonic knot, which is interesting, but I mean, I kind of like it. These will be two pretty floaty inversions here, I feel like. They should give some good hang time. And then you hit this little turnaround section and one little S-hill going into the final helix. We'll see if that gives any airtime or laterals. Maybe, maybe not. Hopefully it does. And then the final helix looks pretty tight, so hopefully that gives some good positives. But we'll see, and then you head up into the brakes. So as you can see, for someone who's not a big dive coaster fan, I'm pretty hyped for this layout. I think it could pack some really good forces, which is something I've never said about a potential dive coaster. Like even Iron Menace, like I was like, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But this, I'm expecting this to easily be top 5 in the park, maybe even top 3. This thing just looks amazing. I would be shocked if this isn't in my top 75. Top 50, maybe, we'll see. I have a lot of good coasters at this point under my belt, so top 50 is going to be tough, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does it. And yeah, just this looks like one of the best B&M loopers out there for sure. I know, again, a lot of people aren't big fans of the vests. I'm one of them. I definitely prefer a normal OTS restraint where you can like pop up to the top of the restraint. But I mean, I know how to get a little bit of room with the vests. The bar at the bottom of the vest restraint just pretty much acts like a normal lap bar. So if you like get a little bit of room for that, especially on the first drop, you could have some room. So yeah, I don't want to hear anything about getting stapled with these vest restraints. Because, I mean, Wild Eagle has a pretty good first drop. So I'm hoping this will be even better than that. So overall, just I'm very impressed with this ride. I would be stunned if this isn't the best B&M dive. Like, that would be one of the weirdest things to ever happen in the amusement industry if this isn't the best dive. Like, something really went wrong there if this isn't, because a lot of people are saying they don't like the new B&M rattles or the one transition on Iron Menace. That seems like that's what gives that ride the character that it has, and I hope that this ride has some janky transition or something like that at some point, because if not, it'll hold it back a little, but it'll still be an amazing ride. Also, I don't know who will be calling this Wrath of Rakshasa, and like I don't get why parks think and expect people to like call a ride by its full name a lot of times, because yeah, it's just way easier to say Rakshasa, which is what I'll be saying. Like from now on, I'll never say Wrath of, and that pretty much goes for any coaster. So I don't know, maybe it's like a marketing reason, like it gives the ride more of an identity to the GP, but I don't know. Most enthusiasts, I bet, will just call this Rakshasa, including me. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of Rakshasa down in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.